Harold Fisher, WHUR News with Politics 963 on WHUR.com. I'm here with Councilmember At-Large Robert White with the DC Council. First time on the program. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get right into it. Today, the Trump administration elected to rescind the DACA program. The mayor has already said that undocumented immigrants are going to be safe in the city. From your perspective, what's the update on that?
The update, of course, we know that President Trump has really thrown another wrench for our immigrant community, but the District of Columbia stands behind them. The mayor has taken a step of creating really a legal fund to help undocumented immigrants and really to give some solace to their families. But the mayor, the council chairman, and my office have come out in strong support of our immigrant brothers and sisters.
If things continue the way that we see them playing out today, in 6 months, theoretically, we could see mass deportation of some of the young people, these young people that have been the beneficiaries of this DACA program. What could something like that mean to DC?
It would hurt us tremendously. We have a large and very strong immigrant community, and the deportation of our young people would hurt not just the families that are immediately affected, but many others in the immigrant community and beyond. And so I think we have to continue to push back. We have to continue to resist. And frankly, I think we're just seeing more politics from the president. I have no idea what he will be saying 6 months from now.
Is DC ready for the possible loss of federal funding if it continues its sanctuary city process?
We hope that it will not come to that, but at a certain point you have to stand up for what you believe in and the people you believe in, and I think the District of Columbia is absolutely going to do that.
Talk to me about the Begin Act as it relates to child care providers. This is a really big bill. Who does it impact, and generally speaking, how does it work?
It impacts so many residents. We have about 22,000 children here in the District of Columbia under the age of 3, so those who would be in child care or child development centers. But only about a third of those kids have seats available at child care centers. And so my bill really aims to expand the availability and increase the reimbursements for low-income families to the centers so that our low-income families can really get a fair start from the very beginning.
So is the reimbursement to the families or the daycare providers?
The reimbursement is to the providers because the providers are operating at a loss for what it costs to educate these kids versus what the city gives them. And so increasing the reimbursement will allow more centers to open.
And that's the other piece that I wanted to ask about, because this doesn't just appear to be about early childhood education. Is this also a business bill?
This is a business bill because the business model for these early childhood development centers really is broken. It costs so much to educate these kids that what the workers are being paid is next to nothing. It's basically minimum wage, and the owners of these facilities are operating without salaries. And this all falls back onto DC families as we are in the middle of a baby boom and really need more options. And meanwhile, the business model is broken. So the government has to step in. I have a 1-year-old daughter, and so I went through all this recently. I'm paying for it now. I understand how difficult it is, and I want to make it easier.
Real quick, this is your first term. How's it going for you? What are your plans?
I'm coming up on 1 year. I absolutely love this job. My plan is to continue to be a strong voice for residents and make a meaningful difference for the people being left behind in our city.
Anything you want to share with us upcoming?
Keep your eyes open. I'm going to start focusing a lot on affordable housing in this next year, and working very closely with Housing Chairwoman Anita Bonds to really help those families that are struggling at the margins here.
Okay. Robert White, At-Large Councilmember, DC Council, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And certainly you need to stay tuned to all of our social media platforms on Instagram, on Twitter, as well as on WHUR.com, and of course Facebook. Don't forget about the hashtag Stay Woke. All of this, Politics 963, will be seen on WHUR.com.